just fix here. Okay, and today I'm gonna share with you here all my process about how you guys can design with the Affinity Designer. And some of you already know my workflow here because you guys are my patron, some of you. And hello Tick, Brandon, Matthias, Masoud, Maruf, and other people that is watching me right now. And guys, look, first of all, I want to thank all the patrons to make this live happening. And I'm very excited here to share with you my workflow, the process. And this one here, as you can see, it is a exercise that I did for my patrons, all right? And it's available on my Patreon, and you guys can watch on there. We did a very nice design here. You guys can get this tutorial in this link here, and you will help me a lot by supporting this YouTube channel as well. And of course, you guys can grab even more tutorials on there, where I share more tutorials and so on. All right, and it's gonna be very fun. I hope you guys will enjoy this tutorial. And today I'm gonna do this joystick, but it's a kind of drawing and character design, you know. And look guys, I will try to focus here in the best way to give you the tips, you know, to develop your own designs. And please leave a like if you are here, if you are enjoying, of course, and you guys can comment as well. All right, so let's get started. Let me just hide my webcam for now, and let's see. Okay, so I'm going to start here with the pixel layer to make some sketches, and you need to understand how this design works. We have this shape here, look, we have this shape, right? And I'm going to make a character, very simple, not using in this perspective. I'm going to turn a bit this, you know, tweak a bit this perspective, and I'm going to just use this as reference. All right, and let's get started. I will create a kind of cube. All right, think about a cube, because the cube can give us a better way to understand the perspective. All right, so the thing is perspective. All right, perspective. I hope you guys can understand my lettering skills. And all right, so we are going to use this just as a guide. Okay, and I'm going to follow this perspective. Okay, this is the bottom side, and I'm going to follow this shape. Focus on the shape, please focus on the shapes, because it's the most important thing that you guys need to understand when you are creating anything, you know, anything. You need to think about shapes. Hey Brandon, you can ask here any questions, you know, feel free. I usually give more feedback to my patrons, you know, but here is open and free live streaming. And look you guys, we will try to place the shapes, these ones, you know. I try to focus here during this live streaming more about to show you the process instead of just explain everything, you know, to not get this too long. And because people get sometimes bothered, you know, burden about some live streamings nowadays. We have a lot of things to watch, to learn, you know. Even for myself, when I'm studying something new, I struggle to watch some live streamings, and I'm trying to follow the same design here, as you guys can see. Okay, and we have a blue that will goes here. Okay, and I'm still thinking where we can place the face of the character. Okay, but don't worry, this is a sketch process. In this case, it's good to have the 3D perspective about the character, you know. It's very important to have the 3D perspective, but I just got this 2D view, front view of this object. Alright, and I will draw now some circles over here. Look. Okay. And in this side here, just some buttons. This circle here is just to guide me. Alright. This is a doodling. You don't need to be very, you know, follow exactly the same shape. You don't need. Let me see here. We can add a circle on here and this side. Okay. Basically, we have the shapes already, and let me erase the box that we did. We don't need this anymore for now, as you guys can see. Take your time. In case you guys don't know how to draw, I suggest you to learn how to draw, because in case you want to learn, you know, design things by yourself. Let me paint this a little bit. You guys can grab any kind of your favorite pencil to paint. I'm gonna use this one, nose brush. That will help me to paint this as black. Okay. And help me a lot. And here is gonna be the buttons above, and a bit of shading on here. Look, and we're gonna apply a kind of shadow here below. I think it's gonna be very nice. You can erase a bit, and we can add some kind of, you know, just to, in case we want to add something new. A triangle here, big triangle, and a square. Okay. Maybe a circle in this side here. Let me fix this. And on X, you can apply on top or here. Let's apply here. X. And think about perspective. In this case, look, it's a bit ugly, this X, but you guys can fix, because this is a sketch, right? This is why it's so important to understand. So guys, let me open here. This is our sketch. All right, this is our sketch. Let me define a bit more the lines. This is one of the most important steps. Remember, you're never going to build a house without planning before. You're never gonna be gonna do that. And make sure that you have your idea first before you dig into the vector, because vector takes time. It's not so easy, but here, that's why I'm here, to teach you my process. And let me share with you what I did so far until now in my freelance job, because as you know, I'm a freelancer, and recently I did these characters. I've done these characters, and I really hope that I will bring a tutorial, you know, class, master class, something like that, a course about how you guys can design this. You know, it's not easy, because you need to understand the fundamentals of design, character design, colors, and something like that. Okay, so I'm going to dig into the vector stage right now. Grab the paint tool. In this time, I'm going to use, let's see, use the fill, change the color, random color, bring this layer here below, and let's dig into the vector. Paint tool, create the points. I'm going to be a little bit fast, because I don't know how long this live will take. And here we have the first shape. Let's do other shapes. This one here, I will just draw this shape for this one and bring this a bit too dark. Okay, just do one side because we can replicate to another side. All right, cool. Hope you guys understand. Let me see the comments. Yes, Alison, I'm Brazilian. Let's see. We have now the one button is enough for now. Okay, just this one. Focus now on the inner shapes. Insert inside. Okay, insert inside. Click in this shape and draw this shape here that you guys can see. You know, you need to follow this. Look, this line. All right, and I'm going to make just this stroke. I'm just making this structure. Don't worry. All right, don't worry for now about some mistakes. It's very normal in this stage. And let's do the bottom side. I'm using the pen tool this time. All right, connect these points and create here. And I'm going to fill this as dark. And look, if I turn off this, we have already you know, the basic shapes. This is what we want. It's low poly, like 3D low poly. All right, and let's create more vectors. For example, let's do these ones here. Focus on the vectors. I'm going to create for the triangle, and I'm going just to change here this one, right? And let me duplicate this already. Look, let me deactivate this. This is the triangle. Remember guys, think about 3D. When you are dealing with 3D, you guys need to think about perspective. All right, and I'm going to erase this by select both shapes, click here now, subtract, and you guys will have this nice result. Click here, insert behind, and draw this shape here. It's gonna be applied below again on here, and you guys will have this result here. Let me draw this again. Okay, so I got a 3D form already, quite simple. Okay, and here we go. Let's do the circle now. Again, same process. Use the circle, geometric forms, save your time. Don't try to use the pen tool all the time or pencil. And duplicate this, reduce the size, and subtract. Oh, first we need to see where this is gonna be applied. I want to make this as perspective, and we need to change here like this. All right, and I'm going to duplicate this, bring this onto here, and change this color. Okay, and of course you need to convert this to curves. Why? Because you guys will have a better result, you know, like well, you know, this is a 3D circle. All right, and now it's time to subtract this shape here. Okay, and look, I'm going to select this. I will duplicate this first because I'm going to subtract this shape in this darker version, you know, in this one. Subtract. All right, subtract. So we have this one, and we have this side here because this is a 3D shape. And I'm going to select this shape again and subtract with this one here below. All right, subtract. You have to select this one and this one, and let's see. Okay, all right, so good. So we have a shape like 3D, and of course you guys will need to make a technique that is duplicate and bring this here below. And look, we have a very nice 3D shape. And I know this can be a little bit difficult if you are very beginner, but remember, you guys can study more to achieve a faster speed. All right, or you guys can watch later on if you want, but let's see. Okay, that's fine for now. This is the circle that we have, and let's do a square, quick square. Create the front shape. Okay, don't need to draw everything here, and duplicate this, resize down, and now I'm going to select this both and subtract. Okay, look, we have already this really nice result, and you just need to bring this behind of the joystick. All right, bring this behind of the joystick and create the side of this one. Change the color to see the side, and I'm using the node tool in order to give more this depth, and duplicate this, bring it to here, and bring this here below of this shape here. So we have sides. All right, we have sides, so be careful with that. As you can see, we have a top side, and you guys can just create here and bring this a bit different color. I'm not focusing on the color right now, all right, just to keep you aware about this. And let me change this color here, because think about the lights. Okay, think about the light, how this works, and change this a bit. Okay, now it's the X time. Let's do the X. For the X, the same process, or you guys can use the rectangle. Look, let's try different techniques. Rectangle, bring this onto here. All right, and duplicate this, and just give this thing here, and click here, add. You're gonna have just one single shape, and you guys now can change just a little bit the perspective. All right, just a little bit. This one will be a little bit difficult to handle because we have this kind of lines, and you guys can activate this one, but this time I'm not going to use. I'll create, let me deactivate the pixel. I'm going to create the sides. All right, create the sides right now, and do like something like this. It's not very perfect, but I'm not worried about to make perfect, just about to give you the result. Okay, let me group this, select them like I'm doing, and click here, group. In this button you guys can group, and you can take your time to adjust this a little bit. All right, and here we go. Okay, so we have the X. Let me fix this because I'm not so happy. Okay, now it's better. And look, you guys, let me resize this. Okay, and let's do now some colors already. Let me activate. I'm going to dig into more details stage. All right, this one will be a bit more fun to work. And look, we have the guide that is my jump principle, shape, colors, and details. All right, and by doing this, you guys are following a very nice workflow that I use to build my designs. And I'm going to activate here a background, different background. Let's see, a different color, something like this. Okay, and let's paint this to white. Look at the reference, we have a white shape, and bring this to white, and let's convert this to more rounded. It's gonna be very simple because you guys can see this shape, rounded shape. All right, and select them all and click here, smart, and you guys can see we have already a very nice shape. Okay, and this one here, let me see, it's a bit gray, it's not totally dark, black. Try to up more the luminance, and let's fix here these curves by creating these effects. Look, okay, I'm not going to fix all the curves here because this is more details, but you guys can just grab a bit of your time here. Okay, so this one here, look, is more blue, as you guys can see. All right, and there is a very nice technique to make this thing here. For example, you guys have the corner tool in order to make this effects here. You know, this form is very amazing for these purposes. And I'm going to change here. Look, the curve. We have this stroke. All right, think about the stroke right now. I'm going to bring this to blue, something like this. Okay, look how simple it is. And this one here, I can make this sharp and follow the same process. Use now the corner to make more industrial design. You know, it's better to handle. Okay, and remember about the buttons. I'm going to start then right now. We will start with this one and these ones here. Okay, so let's do this a bit gray. Let's apply a stroke, very simple stroke. All right, like this. And we have the triangle. Triangle is quite simple, as I can see. We are developing a very minimalistic version of this. Let's back into this one. As you guys can see, the design nowadays is more simple. Is not we don't have a lot of colors anymore like before. It's much more simple. Okay, so we have the first button, and group them, and just duplicate like I'm doing. Okay, quite easy. And let's just replicate square, circle, and X. So you guys can use the pen and create a square. And let me fix this. We have already the square. The circle, you guys can save your time, use ellipse. The X is going to be easy because it's just pen and create something like this. Okay, so we have the buttons already done. And group them. Look, we have already the buttons, this one, this side, and you guys can do other side already. We have these ones here. Let me take a look. You know, guys, remember, don't try to create things by your head. Take a look at the reference, grab into your mind, and try to create by yourself. All right, this is how the art works, is by looking at the images, understanding, and doing. I think this is a very nice way to explain. Look, I'm using the low poly and using now the corner tool. All right, and let's fix this. Let's see one more time. Okay, we have just a small arrow on here. Let me, this is more rounded. there is a small arrow here and swipe to right, and you guys will have the fill on here. Now it's time to group this, and let's duplicate this as I'm doing. I save a lot of my time doing this, you know, believe me. I work as freelancer and I really try to save my time doing art and design, you know, it's very important. And if you guys learn my process, I truly believe you guys will be very fast in making your designs, believe me. And let's duplicate this on this side. It's not just about using Affinity Designer, you know, it's about to have best practices. And okay, we have these buttons here. Let me group. Look, we have these buttons, these ones, and let me just make this a bit more rounded because the shape here. Okay, I think it's nice now. You guys can always change the vector shapes. Hello, Janus. And let's see. I can start already. Let me do just this design that we have. Let me save this by clicking here and back. Okay, for this design I'm going to make this a bit dark, duplicate, bring it inside, make this a bit with the stroke, the outline stroke that we have in this section, make it a bit with the light luminance, reduce the width that we have, and make this with Gaussian blur. Okay, look, you guys can apply this, it's very nice. Okay, and I think we need to make it inverse about this, bring this a bit to light, and this one here needs to be dark. Okay, like this. I'm going to duplicate this again and bring it to here and make it a bit dark. Okay, I think it's very nice to do that. I'm going to change this color here, radial, with a bit dark, to make a kind of 3D feeling, you know. Let me create more points and make this one here. Another technique that I'd like to share with you guys, I think is very nice to show you here. It is about the 3D button, but I don't like to use so much, to be honest. Let me just bring this. Look how nice it is. You can make this distortion, you know. This is why I like to use that. Let me see. Okay, and I'm going to duplicate this again because we have this shape. It's a bit difficult, you know, to handle with these multiple shapes, but of course with more you understand how you guys can do and create, easier will become. All right, let me just group this again, resize this a bit. Okay, so this is the button, the first button. I'm going to duplicate this onto this side here, resize, you know, to down. And let's see, we have, let me just fix here this shape. This one here needs to be a bit like this, just to follow the reference. All right, in order to follow that, I want to follow how this works. And here we go. Okay, and let's do just the final design, that is this one here, this both side top black. And let's do insert inside, create this shape. Let me do this again. I'm going to use the fill, all right, select the shape, insert inside, use the pencil tool and draw this shape here. Okay, it's not supposed to be perfect, it's just to give you how you guys can create, right? So, and let's do now the just some icons here for the sound, I guess. Some circles. Look, Janus has a really nice design. Follow guys, leave your Instagram on here on the comment section, right? So you guys can follow each other. I think it's very nice. And you guys can follow me on Instagram as well. I'm going to display Jhonatan S Silva. Okay, and let's see here. Group this. Okay, about these buttons, look, about these buttons, look, we have this button here. All right, I'm going to make a very nice technique. Click here, alter shadow, and bring this to here. Look what you guys can do. It's very awesome to create depth. All right, and click here in this symbol, fill tool. Oops, this one here, and let's create a kind of blue effect. I'm going to save these effects, the same swatches on here. Click here, add current filter palette, and I'm going to just change the color behind. Okay, let's start. I'm doing the painting already. Okay, guys, this is the painting stage that I'm doing. This is most enjoyable stage that you guys can have. I think is the nice way to do that. And we have this one. I can change this color here at the background. You know, I don't know which color I can use for the background. For now, I think blue is nice, or dark blue. I don't know. You don't need to focus right now on the colors. Okay, and I'm not doing the shadings yet, just the colors. Let me paste style on here. Okay, and let's change here to blue. Yeah, it's not noticeable, you know. This is a bit blue, dark blue. Click here, you have the recent colors, and you guys can use. Not exactly. For example, you have, just to answer the Brazill questions, the global colors, if you use, you can change the other colors, you know, just in case you use that. And it's gonna change. For example, if I apply global color here and here, it's gonna change if I change in this field. All right, in this field. I don't use to be honest a lot the global colors. Really, it's very hard to use in my case. Okay, let me bring here the blue. Oh, look how nice it is. The shading is very amazing. Really. This is why, guys, really, I struggled a lot about using Procreate before Affinity Design released it on iPad, because you know, let me save this, of course. You struggle a lot to make this kind of colors on Procreate, to change this color in a very fast way. Just click here and okay, it's applied. You don't need to paint everything, just apply the color and you're done. This is why I'm more graphic artist, you know. And let's see here, let's apply this color. Okay, and change this a bit. Yeah, let's see. And I'd say I'm a alternative, you know, from, let me delete this shape. I'm an alternative guy that teach you how you guys can use Affinity Designer instead of just Procreate. Look how nice it is. We have these shapes. And let me just group this. Okay. About this, let me apply basic style. Okay, and change a little bit this color. Just a bit. Alright. Okay, so we have these shapes. This color actually. And let's do the character. But we, of course, we need to apply the shadings. You know, we have the shadings. It's very small shadings. We can use the fill, but let me do something different. I'm going to use the vector brush. I'm going to use my favorite vector brush. I'm still creating more brushes to update the green road. Okay, I still haven't time to update my green road, but you guys can get my brushes on there. And look, I'm going to change this color just a little bit. And let's see now. Just a second. I'm still seeing here if this color is being applied. Ah, okay. I need to click here inside the side and start to paint. Okay. And let me change this color here. Look. And now let's shading this a little bit more. Create this and change the color. Okay. You guys can increase the size. And let's see now. Create more this. Okay. This is a shading stage. You need to focus and concentrate. I will apply more gradient here. Alright. And I will create a kind of highlights. I really tell to patrons always about the highlights. Is so important to give your design a better look. And let me just create a highlight here. This side as well. Look, you create more depth by doing this technique that I'm showing you. Can you notice how quiet I'm staying right now? Because this is, you need to have more concentration about this. And let me just create a bit more shadings here. So this is the vector painting. I really love this stage, really. I really enjoy. Let's see here, this shape. I will create the vector painting in this, above this button. Look, we have the buttons. On here. On here. Okay? Guys, I will answer your questions in just a second. I will create now the shadows here below. Look, ellipse, create this one, and there is a stroke. I'm going to change this. I don't know if I use this color or this one here. I think it's nice. I mean, I like to use the Gaussian blur. All right, I really like to use Gaussian blur in this case to make this, and reduce a bit the opacity by doing this technique. All right, and let's see, let's do the character face. I forgot it. I'm gonna do the character, create a circle here. For everything I create a character, really. I don't know, I really love it. eyes here, and a doodling character. And let's, for example, create this shading here at the top and at the below. Let's see. It's too white because you guys can't see. I will make this a bit dark. Okay, look. This is looking like the vectorize. You know the vectorize? Let me show you the vectorize. Is my kind of logo, character logo. Let me reduce this a bit. Just making some paintings, reducing the opacity and the luminance colors. Yes, here we go. Let me group this. It's very confusing. You guys can make this distortion if you want. And let's, guys, let me hide this joystick. This is our result for now. Let me see better. Look, this is our result, but you guys can change some colors if you want. Let's see what you guys can do else. You guys can change the background, but I really like this background, to be honest, you know. Oh, look how nice it is. The color. I'm looking at my screen, other screen, to see how you guys can see. The pink is nice. All the colors works nice, but as I can see, the blue looks like more the sunny feeling, you know, sunny. And let's do other technique here. I always have surprise for you. Click here, outer glow, and make the outer glow. Bring this to this color here, blue. Look how amazing it is. And the inner glow, you guys can use the inner glow. Let's see, where is the inner glow? Inner glow. And change this color just a little bit. Okay. And you can create more shadings if you want. This is why I like to use this software, because I can handle easily. Okay, that's all. I hope you guys learn a lot from this tutorial, and you guys please share with other people's. Try to practice, try to get better. Don't feel stressful by the corona fucking virus. Just kidding. Guys, thank you so much for watching my tutorials. I'm very happy to bring even more tutorials. I'm always trying to upgrade my tools, my microphone. Since I got started into this YouTube thing, you know, it's not easy to bring live streaming every week. You know, I try hard, really, because I still work as freelancer. But as more I grow on Patreon, I try to sell less my time as freelancer. But I really like to share with you my techniques. I'm so sorry if I got too rushed in this process, but keep in mind that you guys can become my patron and get this tutorial on there and watch several times. All right, and this tutorial here that I did the past week is going to turn off from the YouTube. Okay, it's not going to be available to watch the tutorial and explain it. I will just leave the preview so you guys can watch on there. All right, and so that's all for now, guys. Thank you so much. Let's see if I have some questions. Let's see here. Janos told me, yeah, for example, for iPad Pro, the software are not expensive. You know, you can get Procreate, Affinity Photo. I have a lot of software. I try to learn, you know, always. You know, Affinity Photo. Which one? I have more. InShot for edit videos. Here is the Procreate that I have as well. I just use the Procreate to draw something very abstract, you know, because I really like the feeling of drawing in Procreate. It's more natural, This is my opinion about that. And here I try to create things more abstract. It's just my personal things, you know. This is a painting that I did. Also I have a tattoo because I really love this kind of cracking. I don't know how to explain that. Octopus, you know. And here I try to learn more anatomy, and this is what I like to practice. Paintings, you know, these are paintings that I practice to learn as well. But I'm vector artist, you know, and I try to use more vector than paintings. Paintings just help me to increase more my art view, you know, and design is more vector industrial designs like this. Guys, thank you so much, really. I hope to see you in the next week. Okay, take care and bye bye.